Howdy, Fallout here, and today, why don't we take a few minutes to talk about what you can do right now to prepare for Beyond Light. I want to be very clear right off the bat. When I say prepare, I'm talking about either getting key pieces of gear or items before the new content hits and or tips on how you can get ahead on day one of Beyond Light by doing a little bit of prep work right now. This guide will not contain any recommendations on the following things: acquiring titles that you'll no longer be able to get because X-Planetary Location is going away, acquiring Y armor for cosmetic or transmog reasons, or doing Activity Z because I think it's really fun and every player should do it before the activity goes away, yada yada yada. This guide is strictly about you getting stuff that is not cosmetic and either will help you or is likely to help you in Beyond Light. But before we get going, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Ridge Wallets. These things are beautiful, and I'm glad to promote them on my channel because I've actually been using one myself for about the past year. No joke, this right here has been my actual wallet. A lot of guys I know are still lugging around wallets like this. Big, bulky, floppy, and uncomfortable, doesn't sit well in your pocket, and you gotta move it around when you sit down. As I mentioned, over a year of the Ridge wallet, and I'm just never going back. It's light, sleek, and efficient. It doesn't fold or bulge out awkwardly in your pocket. It's got room for all my cards and a clip for bills when I am carrying cash. They've got over 30 colors and styles on their website, including carbon fiber and burnt titanium. Sounds like a Destiny shader. They've got 30,000 5-star reviews, one of them being mine, and each wallet comes with a lifetime warranty. Yes, you can buy just one wallet and boom, carry and use it for life. The Ridge is so confident you'll like it that they'll let you test drive it for 45 days, and if you don't, you can send it back for a full refund. Get 10% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns by going to ridge.com/falloutplays and use promo code falloutplays. Link to their site in the video description, and thank you again to Ridge for sponsoring today's video. Alright, back to our prep list. Thing number one to do is to literally rewind the clock, which you can do on Bungie.net, and claim your unclaimed rewards from Season 10. I'm being real right now. A lot of players don't know that you can actually do what I'm about to show you. By going to the following link, which I will put down in the video description, you can acquire anything from your Season Pass that you forgot to claim, but only from one season ago. Meaning right now you can gank things from Season of Dawn if you forgot to claim them during Season of Dawn. You might have been really responsible and grabbed everything already. Great. For everyone else, I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff you forgot about. Enhancement cores, legendary shards, upgrade materials, planetary material packages, exotic engrams even. Go right on through and grab them all. Yeah, the exotics are going to be current exotics because we're not living in the future, but if you don't claim them, they are gonna go to waste. The rolls aren't bad either. I got a 66 on my Aeon Swift and 64 on my Dragon Shadow. Claim whatever you can, leave nothing behind. Moving on to thing number two, when it comes to the current Season Pass, aka our Season 11 Pass, claim everything except for exotic engrams. Leave those be. Do not touch them. Reason being, because you now know that you're able to pull your Season Pass rewards from one season ago. That means when Beyond Light drops, aka Season 12, you will then be able to pull things you didn't claim from Season 11, which includes exotic engrams. Now we don't know for sure, mainly because Bungie has not clarified on the situation at all, but it is possible that if you whip out an exotic engram in Beyond Light, even though you're taking it from your Season 11 pass, it could decrypt into a brand new Year 4 exotic, meaning that you have a shot at getting a brand new exotic to play with day one of Beyond Light. It's also possible that Bungie ends up putting a kibosh on that, and you'd only be able to pull forward a Year 1, 2, or Year 3 exotic into Beyond Light from your Season 11 pass. But if you're asking me, still, IMO, it is worth the gamble. You literally have nothing to lose, and potentially a good deal to gain. On that same note, another even better reason to not pull your Season 11 exotic engrams until Beyond Light is that they can help you out big time in your Season 12 power leveling. As you may know from some of my past power leveling videos, exotic armor can be a big leg up, and there's a chance it could decrypt as the exact same piece of armor you needed to help catch up power level wise. I'll get more into detail about power leveling in Season 12 in a future video, no worries, but for right now, I strongly recommend saving your Season 11 pass engrams for you to pull forward later. Alright, speaking of exotic engrams, it's time to move on and talk about thing number 3. If you're playing D2 between now and November and see any exotic engrams on the ground, you leave them right where they are. Don't touch them. Any unclaimed exotic, as you know, will go to the postmaster back at the tower without getting decrypted. Again, Bungie has not clarified if this will be the case, but there is a chance that if you save these in your postmaster, then open them when Beyond Light drops, you could get a brand new exotic to play with day 1. As I mentioned before, no confirmation, but you literally lose nothing by trying to do this. The only annoying thing is that you really have to go all out in trying to make sure your postmaster remains relatively clean, otherwise you're going to lose that exotic engram, which has happened to me before. Then again, I'm sure there's a ton of people out there who are much better at managing their postmasters than me. Oh well, don't pick up those exotic engrams, leave them on the ground. Alright, thing number 4, which you probably all saw coming, is bounty hoarding. I need to take a quick time out to do some general clarifying, which really goes for everything we talk about in today's video. About half of what we're talking about could be a thing, or could be axed by Bungie at literally any moment. Between now and November, there are going to be a lot of TWABs, aka This Week at Bungie, uploaded every Thursday that clarify community questions about what we will and will not be able to do to prepare for Beyond Light. Currently, as of the recording of today's video, Bungie has not clarified whether bounties we hoard now in Season 11 will be redeemable for Day 1 experience in Beyond Light. As with literally everything in today's video, keep your eyes peeled and ears open, and if Bungie clarifies on any of these tips, simply cross them off your to-do list. With that, we return to bounty hoarding. You can currently roll around D2, completing and saving bounties without turning them in. The reason for doing that, if you didn't know, is that when Beyond Light drops, you can turn all of those completed bounties in at once for a big XP boost right off the bat. Usually you want to wait until you claim the newest artifact, then turn in all of your bounties. That is, if Bungie is still going to be doing the artifact thing moving into year 4. I don't know what's going to happen to bounties from planets that Bungie is planning on dunking into the content vault, so I guess stay tuned to them to hear more about that. If you want a good idea on which bounties to hoard and be prioritized, you can check out destinyrecipes.com, a great website I'm going to bring up again later. They have a pre-Season 12 checklist, and one of the things on that checklist is which bounties give what level of XP, and which you have completed and which you have not completed. For the record, usually weekly bounties are what's going to give you the most without fail, around 12,000 XP per each weekly bounty. So be sure to prioritize those first. Trials weeklies, Zavala weeklies, Shacks and Drifter weeklies, any weekly. Get all of those done first so you are carrying a buttload of XP ready to go in the bounty department. After that, go for dailies, which grant the next most, and so forth and so on down the line. Again, do that at your own risk, because Bungie could come out and say, hey, by the way, we're not doing that this year. But for the record, I will be doing it anyway, just in case. Next up, thing number 5, which is get any exotic weapon that you don't already have, which is going away. Well, not really going away. Bungie has clarified that exotics wrapped up in planets which are getting taken away will still be able to be unlocked via some kind of new kiosk system at the tower. But we don't know exactly what that process is going to entail, and if you believe that the devil you know is better than the devil you don't, then go ahead and be sure you go ahead and claim any exotics you don't have from the following list. Sturm, Mida Multi-Tool, Rat King, Legend of Acreus, Sleeper Simulant, Polaris Lance, Worldline Zero, Ace of Spades, The Last Word, Le Monarque, Jotun, Thorn, Lumina, Truth, and Bad Juju. All those weapons from the Bungie 820 TWAB. I'm not going to go into the details of each individual exotic quest, because if I did, the video you're watching would be 5 hours long. Y'all know how to YouTube. Get out there and look up a guide on how to claim whatever exotic that is going away that you don't currently have on that list. Here's a few more exotics you should claim if you don't have them that weren't on Bungie's list. And the reason they weren't is because it was a list of exotic quests, and not every exotic in the game comes from a quest. So if you don't have any of the following, go acquire, in no particular order, the Anarchy Exotic Grenade Launcher, which, by the way, you can farm repeatedly right now in the Scourge of the Past raid. I've put out a guide on how to farm this gun very effectively, and with unlimited raid drops between now and November, coupled with the fact that it is literally one of the best PvE guns in the entire game, you have no excuse. If you don't have Anarchy, go get it right now. On that same note, as being able to be farmed repeatedly, the Teraba submachine gun. While not as powerful as Anarchy, Bungie can always buff any gun at any time, and the Teraba can be farmed from the Crown of Sorrow raid. Again, I've made a video on how to farm for that gun. Go check it out. Other guns to grab if you don't have: Whisper of the Worm from the Whisper quest on Io, Outbreak Perfected from 0 Hour, which Bungie has confirmed is going into the vault, and the Izanagi's Burden Sniper, which you can get through the Black Armory stuff. On the subject of exotic weapons, let's talk about thing number 6, grabbing exotic catalysts while you can. Again, from the 820 TWAB, Bungie has confirmed that the following exotic catalysts are going away, as in you won't be able to obtain them in Season 12. Bad Juju, Huckleberry, Izanagi's Burden, Legend of Acreus, Polaris Lance, Skyburner's Oath, Sleeper Simulant, Telesto, Outbreak Perfected, Whisper of the Worm, and Worldline 0. For other weapons, like Ace of Spades, which the exotic quest is going away in Beyond Light, according to Bungie, the catalyst will still be available on November 10th, aka Season 12. If you don't have an exotic catalyst from the list of weapons I mentioned, go get it before Beyond Light. If you want a quick and dirty resource to what each exotic catalyst does and how you get them to drop and complete, check out the link to a Shack News article in the video description. Thing number 7, get armor mods. Between now and November, if you remember, hey, that rhymed, you should try to go to Banshee at the tower every day. That is, if you're missing any armor mods that he may be selling, including armor mods from past seasons that are no longer obtainable via their original method. Armor mods can be very powerful, and making sure that you're up to date is kind of a no-brainer. Regarding the raid armor mods, which I've talked about farming in the past, I'm talking about the Armaments, Invigoration, Repurposing, and Barrier mods. Depending on how much you plan on playing the Last Wish raid in Year 4, it may still be worth it to you to farm the Taken armor mods from the Last Wish raid. Reason being, Bungo has confirmed that those Taken armor mods will only be able to be used in the Last Wish raid in Year 4. As for the Anti-Hive mods from Leviathan and the Anti-Fallen mods from Scourge of the Past, you can cross both of those off your list because they're all getting deprecated in Beyond Light. Thing number 8 to prepare: gather materials as much as you can. Obviously, you're gonna be better prepared the more you stock up on materials, and sooner is always better than later. If you remember to, you should be visiting Spider as much as you can to check his daily refreshing inventory. Right now, we don't know if planetary mats from the planets going away are going to be relevant or not, i.e. phase glass needles from Io, alkane dust from Titan, Seraphite from Mars, and simulation seeds from Mercury. While we wait for Bungie to clarify between now and November, keep them in your inventory. If we learn later that they're going to be worth nothing in Beyond Light, then go to Banshee at the tower and dump all of them into his lap for a bunch of upgrade modules. If you also have the time, you should try your best to stock up on endgame level materials, i.e. upgrade modules, Ascendant shards, enhancement prisms, and enhancement cores. All of those are incredibly valuable, and you gotta stock up on them as much as you can. We're not yet at the point in the season where you can pick which GM Nightfall you want to do. Keep checking on that every week, but if any GM Nightfalls pop up that you feel comfortable doing, then grab a team and get in there. I will once again plug DestinyRecipes.com for their great checklist feature. They tell you straight up if they think you're lacking in any one department. Go check them out. The way they ranked my inventory I got plenty more prep work to do. Finally, we got thing number 9, hoard your tokens, especially Vanguard and Crucible tokens. Right now, there is almost no reason to turn in any Vanguard or Crucible tokens, unless you're chasing a really particular weapon with a really particular role. I don't know. Even then, probably not worth it. As you might remember from my power leveling video, tokens are key at the beginning of a new season for power leveling your character more efficiently. Go check out one of my old videos to get an idea on that if you're not really sure how, but the short version is, if one piece of armor you have is falling behind in power level, turn in a bunch of tokens, boom, replace it with a new piece of gear with a better level. If you want to be a more efficient grinder in Beyond Light, hoard those tokens like a goddamn dragon on a big pile of coins. If you found any of these tips helpful, let me know by clicking that like button. If you have any tips of your own that I didn't mention, and I'm sure you do, by all means, share them down below in the comment section. Please do me a favor and subscribe if you haven't already, and help me with my very humble goal of one day ruling the entire planet. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.